Oh, whoops. There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of On the Set. I am your host, Kingmaker, and today I have Mobile Gamer with me. How are you doing today, man?
Hey guys, I'm doing good. Feeling pretty good after winning the tournament yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Did you play? Did you play?
Yeah, I played in the Fight Night tournament and won some free money.
Awesome. Wait, you played against BYG, didn't you?
I did. Had
Awesome,
to
man.
put
Y'all
them in
took
the
him to game
ground.
five. So if nobody knows, Just Mobile Gamer, he actually plays support for Team Eilish for a competitive team. So this he has some. I would imagine has some really good feedback on is Wild Rift dying, and if so, can the competitive scene revive the game? What do you think, man? Do you think Wild Rift's dying?
Um, well, I know they recently opened up the servers for China, and hopefully that's bringing some more popularity into the game. But I feel like specifically for the North America region, the game is kind of dying a bit. It shows in the viewer counts and the player base is not that great either. I think the reason why the game is dying is because of how toxic the game really is.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have faith in the game.
Mhm.
Um, because sorry, there we go. I was trying to do something in the background. Just looking at some statistics that I pulled up, we have 154,000 current active players. Um, the number of downloads for 2021. So we see obviously when game first launched, the game first launched, obviously it had this really big boom, then it took a big dip, then it hit really big, and then it's just kind of stay steady. At the end of 2021, we're really starting to pick back up, I'm assuming. So I don't think the game's dying, and I really think the fact that um, a lot of people have access to this game that they might not have access to League of Legends because they might not have a computer. So you're seeing it more globally. AOV was like the biggest game last year, I believe, for mobile. So that's just my opinion. I think more and more people are going to switch over to Wild Rift. The controls are easier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and bring in Colin and see what he thinks. Colin, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, is my mic unmuted now?
It is. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I was really interested seeing that graph because personally, I only started Wild Rift like January, like a couple months ago. And to me, I never felt like the hype around it, because obviously from looking at that graph, I mean, I had no clue how high it spiked and then kind of is mellowed down now, but personally, I'm an NA and I'm a support main too, and climbing from gold to emerald, and I really enjoy it, but I don't know, like I feel like everyone else has already made that climb. Just I'm just new to it, and I
Mhm.
can kind of just feel stuck. I guess I totally get how people can feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm stuck too, right? So I can't get back into Diamond this season because I'm a noob and a boomer and I don't have time for it, honestly. Uh, so I'm stuck in Emerald, but that's okay. I was stuck in Emerald for a while, and then I really sat down and took the time and dedicated to that grind. And really, it's a number. It's a numbers game, right? If you have over a 50% win rate, you will climb. It's just a matter of how many games is it going to take. Um, as long as you're having fun, that's all that really matters, in my opinion.
Yeah.
True. It's a fun game. Like without a doubt, it deserves more like players, I feel like.
I think I agree with what you're saying. I think it definitely deserves more players. It's a really good polishing game, and it's way better than League PC, just because there are way less bugs, and I feel like they actually put in a lot of time and effort into actually creating the game.
It
I
looks
feel like they're
really pretty. Yeah.
it does. It looks amazing, and I don't know. I think they just need to like work on the rank system and how reports and bans work, and game perfect.
I agree. Colin, what did you want to talk about, man?
Uh, well, I kind of just sat in. I didn't realize. kind of the topics that you were bringing up until right before you guys went live. So one thing that caught my attention though, being that mobile gamer, you're a support main. Um, how did you kind of like get into that role and start? Because like I'm like I said, I just started a few months ago. Don't really have any League PC experience except like season 3 or 4 or something. Just kind of playing around. So I don't really. I was kind of looking to see your insight on that.
Yeah, so my story started actually way back in third grade, where me and my friends first started playing together as competitive five. Bunch of little kids just playing around, and I actually switched from top lane to jungle, and then all the way down to support. And then when I started playing support, I reached about D2, which is like top 1% in League PC.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then uh, when Wild Rift came out, I was like, oh my gosh, this game is gonna be so easy. I'm probably gonna destroy everyone here because I have so much game knowledge. And so I actually switched to 80 carry, where I went from rank 1 Ezreal, like Grandmaster 450 LP. Uh, but then one day I was like, wait a second, why not just play support? Because it's a way more impactful role than 80 carry, and it's 20 times easier to climb in a higher elo. And so that's why I switched to support, because ADC is a very hard role to play and it's not as fun as support.
Totally, yeah. I definitely agree with that last thing you said about it being a lot more impactful and easier to climb in higher elo because I was struggling in gold and platinum early on, playing
Yeah,
like Nami and I tried Soraka. It's just really hard to get in solo queue in those
yeah.
lower elos to get a good game, but I'm really enjoying Nami right now. Like she's 100% my main.
One thing I will say, a quick tip to climb in solo queue, you should play Thresh and Leona and Rakan. Those three are the best ways for you guys
Oh
to
my
climb.
God, Rakan,
Because
yeah.
if you play enchanted sports, you're dependent on your team to carry you. The other way around, you can be the one engaging, making the plays, making like the hooks that needs to like win the game, you know? So yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I agree. I always tell people don't trust your teammates. It's got to be you that's making the play.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
so yeah, with that, I guess with that being said, I'm going to pull you off screen and pull Hyperion in. If that's all right.
Yeah. Thanks for your guys' time.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you over there we go. What's
Hello.
up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Did you want to answer like how do you feel about Wild Rift? Do you think it's dying?
I mean, people say all the time that like PC League is dying, and I don't think it's necessarily dying. I just think it has a lot of issues, and people are just frustrated, and that's understandable because I keep hearing that the matchmaking is busted in the high elos, and I just resembled last night, so I can't really speak on that. But if that's the case, then they gotta fix that, and that like you said earlier, they have to fix the report issues, and if they can fix that, then it'll be great because the game is great overall. It just has some issues that it has to work out. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily dying, but it might be on like a decline, I guess. But not like I wouldn't say it's dying like outright right now. But I could be wrong though.
Yeah.
I agree, man. Like, say, a lot of people said League has been dying for years, and the game's 10, 11 years old, and it's still top dog of esports. So it's kind of just
Yeah,
proving its point,
yeah.
And like I think if you're in the United States, I think we still have the catching up to do with the rest of the world who has
Oh
kind of
yeah.
migrated over to mobile gaming. Just because you can have it anywhere, you can take it on the train, the bus, wherever, and you can still play.
Oh yeah. NA is I think it's definitely the weakest region in terms of whether it be like League, PC, World War, Wild Rift. I think it's the weakest region because I think maybe we don't have the player base like say like China does or the skill of the other regions. But I think we can catch up though. I believe if we just with time, I think we can easily catch up to those other regions. Going to take a lot of time, but I think it's possible.
As long as mobile's playing, man, he's cracked. So no worries.
I'm trying to make NA great again, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, did you have a topic that you wanted to discuss?
I guess I want to talk about. I mean, I still play PC League, but when I first started playing like Wild Rift, it was a really easy time for a while because I took my knowledge from League and took it to there. It was really easy for a while, and I made a jungle, but as I started to climb from bronze to silver to gold, and then I got stuck in gold for a while, and I just realized it's super hard because either your lanes will throw really early, and then they'll blame you for everything, and it's really just hard to climb, like especially like gold and silver, because your teammates aren't that good, and you can't trust your teammate to carry. But at the same time, it's hard to carry if your team is already like throwing the game already.
Yeah.
That's
And
me. That's me. I'm the guy throwing the game. 100%.
and then, but then like I don't know, I kept playing. I play at night. When I had nothing else to do, I play at night, and then I finally got the emerald just last night.
Congratulations, man.
Uh, thanks. It was a. And I find it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to climb in like platinum, and I don't know what it is, but gold is so hard to climb. And then I started getting on a big win streak, and then I basically skipped gold 2 and 1, and I went straight to plat. And then I went from
Yeah.
plat 3 to plat 1, and then I went to emerald because I did so well in some of those games. I carried that hard where it gave me the free rank, and But I mean, I'm not saying I'm like the. I'm okay. I consider me an okay player. I'm not I'm not cracked or anything, but like, you know.
I have never skipped a rank. It just demotes me.
No, don't trust me. I trust me. I've been there.
I think right now rank is really broken. I've had a couple of my friends actually skip divisions who were originally like silver
Mhm.
and now is diamond 4, but they don't.
Really?
They back then they weren't. Like they're still not a diamond 4 player, but they
Mhm.
skip divisions so easily. And I think now almost any player who was emerald has a chance to actually make it to masters now. So not trying to give any hopes out hit there, but like the rank system is broken right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. For sure, it really is broken. It really is broken. Like, and then I see these like high tier people on like Twitter posting like, "Oh, why am I getting this guy from this rank who's doing so well, doing bad? Yeah, he's in this rank." Like, I think it was a challenger player, and then he had like a bunch of people going like 0 and 19, 0 and whatever, feeding. Like, well, that's just unfortunate. But obviously, there's no easy solution to fixing the matchmaking problem. And I don't envy those Riot who has to fix that, but they have to in order to keep their their game alive if they want to keep it alive for the foreseeable future. But
There's a lot of that too. A lot of people just blame their teammates and never really look at themselves. And really, the ones that are going to climb and do well, they are objectively looking at how they played in that situation, and they're saying, what did I do, or what could I do different to climb, or what could I have done different in this situation? Mobile knows better than me because he's cracked and I am not. So
Yeah, one thing I'll say that okay, going into every rank game, your mental will slowly deteriorate over time, even if you're winning. You'll have those shitty players, shitty teammates who just run down your game, but I never actually worry about that. I worry about like how I'm doing it half the time. So what I'll say is like, oh damn, like what could have I done better? Like how could have I played better to like allow my team to carry, like, or play better? So like examples like if your KDA is bad, you're probably not playing that well either. So like just because your teammates are anything, you shouldn't int as well. Just focus on how you play and how you could have done better. Like I never say team gap. It's always like like what could have I done better?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely especially when I'm like, yeah, I agree. Like there's sometimes like I believe all games are winnable in some degree, while some games will be out of your control. I feel like most of the games you play, if you play well enough and if you do good on your own, you can carry your team out of any situation. And so, what, like you said, I do agree with what you said. You have to focus on you and what you do, and you have to worry about yourself and carry how you. And despite how maybe your bot lane's doing or maybe your lid's doing, you have to do what you got to do to win the game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Of course.
You out and pull in insulin. Thanks, man.
Yeah, see you, dude.
Right, there we go. Insulin, what's up, man?
How are you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
really
having me.
appreciate it. So what's your crack? Do you think Wild Rift's dying?
Look, I've just come over from another mobile game that I played for 3.5 years, and smaller studio. And I mean, this game has had a shit ton of bugs since day one. But it is a looter shooter. It's basically a Destiny clone. So it's addictive as hell, and I had a lot of fun with it. And people have been saying for 2 years, like, oh, they're gonna, turn the servers off, take it offline, and there's new people coming every day. I feel like there's so much perception that people have, and a lot of it feels like noise to me rather than I'm an accountant myself, so my first reaction when anybody says anything is just like, well, show me the data, show me the facts that you have to support what you're saying. And no, man, I feel like I get into matches quickly. There's tons of activity on Reddit, tons of activity on Discord. Like, I don't worry that the game is dying, and certainly I don't think Riot is gonna let it die anytime soon. So
That is true.
I, I just don't worry about it. I play, I have fun.
The only thing I'm worried about with Riot is they're a small indie company. If you don't know that meme, that was one of the defense of Riot or whatever, that they're a
Yes.
small independent company back in the day. So
They were. They
yeah,
still have that spirit at their core.
exactly. Yeah, man, what did you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to throw out there. It was great to hear the first conversation about support mains, because I started off as a jungle main and I kind of found my way into the support role, and I just have a lot more fun with it actually. Um, and so I main Janna. Um, I
Oh, great.
absolutely love her. Nobody picks her, nobody bans her, and
Yeah.
so I get her every time, and she's great. And I actually had a really good game today. I'm kind of stuck in Emerald One right now, um,
Gotcha.
but I had a game where I had a top 200 Draven on my team, and we were up against a top 200 Darius on the other team, and we ended up losing. But kind of looking at all the people, is like I was the only Emerald in the whole game.
Yep.
We had a Grandmaster Akshan on our team who just ended up diving mid, making really stupid plays, which was unfortunate. And so that was annoying. But everybody else was like high diamond, and I'm sitting here Emerald One, being like, I better step up. Yeah, I did pretty well. I mean, we lost, but I went 1-4-12 as Janna, which I didn't have more deaths than the rest of my team. Everybody else had at least 4 deaths. Um, Obviously, I watched the game again, thought about what I could have done better, but I
Yeah.
loved what y'all said about, or what you said about going Thresh or Rakan or Leona, because the problem I have with Janna, as much as I love that champion so much, the reason why I feel like I'm stuck at Emerald One is because I am trusting my team.
Yeah.
Because Janna doesn't do damage, right? Like your
Yeah.
your team, you have to have a decent ADC and a decent mid laner, and like
Yes.
Baron lane just has to not feed. Jungle has to do okay. But if I've got a decent ADC that's not brain dead and a decent mid laner, I'm gonna run with you. We can be aggressive. Let's go. Because Janet is so mobile that like
Hmm.
I'm there to just feed you kills, and I love that feeling when that pops off. But I can't carry games because I don't have the tools to kind of turn the tide there. And so Thresh has been on my list for a while. It's like, yeah, I know I need to learn Thresh, but I have a lot of fun as Janna. But anyway, I know one thing you'll learn about me if you ever have me back on this awesome show is that I'm extremely long-winded. I'm very long-winded, so I
That's
will
okay.
cut to the chase. Um, so the role that I played in the previous game that I came from, because I'm an accountant, um, I'm not the most mechanically like amazing gamer, right? I'm
Yeah.
35. I'm too old. I'm too old to play with these kids
Hey,
who are dexterous and can do claw and all this shit, man. I can't do that.
what I was well, real quick. What I was gonna what I will say about that is there's a 50-year-old uh Korean guy who is like top 500 in Korean solo queue, who is super good and amazing at the game. So age is not a factor in
Age
this.
is just a number. I
Age is
like
just
that.
a
I
number.
like it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I blame it on my age too. I'm 32, so I just call myself a boomer and
There
excuse
you
it.
go. Yeah, it's a quick excuse you can throw out there, right? No, so the role that I played in the community in the last game that I was playing, the way I get an advantage because I'm not this mechanically amazing gamer, never have been, is that I will analyze a game to death, like from a math perspective. If there's like damage involved, if there's boost to your stats involved, like I will map that crap out, put it in a spreadsheet, and like figure out the way to give me the highest mathematical advantage in the game.
You really is an
And
accountant.
yeah. I was born to be this. As boring as that shit is, I was born to be this. Um, but you know, I feel like it's tough in this game. I like started to try to do that, but I feel like it is tough in this game because so much is team dynamics, so much is like additional kind of intangible buffs, slows, stuns, playmaking ability, mobility, more than just like the numbers themselves that pop up on the screen if you choose this specific item set for this specific character. But I kind of wanted to throw that out there just to see, just to get a sense of like, I don't see that person necessarily in the Wild Rift community yet who's kind of that very math focused and kind of puts numbers to, okay, why is Black Cleaver a fantastic item for Darius? It's because like I've compared the DPS, or like this is, actual data raw damage output on Black Cleaver versus shit, I don't know, no, Trinity Force or something like that.
Yeah.
So, in y'all's mind, what is the appetite, for you, and do you think for the community in kind of having more of that information provided to the community or researched for the community?
I think it'll always be great to have more information. The more information, the better. There is a podcast called Attack Baron where they do a lot of that mathematically correct build. How much gold and level do you have before the dragon spawns as a jungler, et cetera, et cetera. So they do really good work that way. So I recommend listening to them on, I think they're on Spotify and iTunes. But the more information you have, the better. What I see a lot is YouTubers with clickbaity titles, and it's just them playing a game, and it's nothing. They're just explaining what they do. Whereas I kind of wanted to differentiate myself from them by I really don't want to do the clickbait titles. I don't want to just do my gameplay. That's why I don't review my own gameplay or put it out there. I want to see other people's gameplay and help them. This way, if I can give back to the community, then people can quit bitching that the community sucks. If we can all work together and make it better.
Be the change, man.
Exactly.
Be the change.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me think how to formulate this. So surprisingly, what I will say is whenever I do a build, or I go into solo queue, at least I never actually care about how I build. I steal from one of the top 3 players. Reason being because they're top 3 for a reason. They played like thousands, hundreds of games on that champion. They know more than I do. And so I go into my rank games, I just take one of the top 3, whatever looks the best. And that probably will work up until like Challenger, Grandmaster. Like everyone below Masters can do that, and that'll be fine for you. There are times in competitive where it does actually matter how you build. Example is like, oh, should I go up armor boots when the enemy team is all AP damage? In that case, you want to go Merc Treads where it has magic resistance and like has better resistance, and that just comes with like knowing when to do that is just with game sense and like just knowing the abilities of the champions, I guess, and knowing their numbers. So for now, for most people, you don't need to do that in solo queue. Just build how you normally build and do what's meta if you want to climb.
Yep.
But if you're in competitive, then change it up. Don't listen to what I just said. Like actually try to do your runes. Actually try to do stuff. But what I will say is that there have been competitive games. Don't tell my team this, where I just take the top 3 build because I don't know what to build. But yeah,
Jones?
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. It was like I really just played Pantheon for the first time yesterday because I got smashed by one, like absolutely trashed by this Pantheon. I was like, oh shit. And so I just looked at his build and I was like, I'm going to steal this. I just built exactly how he built, just went in normal PvP, 19 kills, 0 deaths, 1 assist. I was like, great. I'll just continue to steal from other people until
Yeah.
this doesn't work anymore.
yeah.
Yep.
It's good move.
What I love is when somebody at the top of the leaderboard puts in like the wrong item or a
Yeah.
troll build, and
Yeah.
it just screws everybody up.
Well,
Yeah.
I just started playing Fiora a couple days ago, and if you look at the top 3 players, it's all jungle setups. So if anybody goes to play Fiora, it's all jungle shit.
You're playing your
It's like-
jungle.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
you can, but it's not my favorite.
Another quick thing, I don't, or which kind of sucks for Wild Rift players, is that there's no, there is a couple website where they give you builds for like certain champions, but they're never optimized and they're never actually good. But meanwhile on PC, like there's like 10 different websites you can use. There's 10 different like websites to compare and contrast champions versus this champion, like and the numbers against it and the stats. But like if you go on Wild Rift, there's nothing like that right now. There's and it's really lacking for the community and something they really need to like work on, I think.
I agree.
Absolutely. I use counterstats.net as a reference point, and it is League of Legends, so you kind of have to take some of that as a difference or take that into account. But like for the most part, like if you're going to play Fiora or Renekton, that matchup's going to be similar to League PC, so you can take that information and apply it. But yeah, I totally blanked out. I forgot what I was going to say. Brain fog, man.
But it is a gap in the community that needs to be filled by someone.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
Maybe I'll find the time.
Yeah, make a career out of YouTube, man.
Right. Quit just living in spreadsheets all day. Become a YouTuber.
Yes. Make the big bucks.
Also, I want to quickly say I love the polka dots in the background, by the way.
Thank you.
Great wall. I need to do that with my wall, actually.
This is both my kids' playroom and my work office.
Gotcha. So it's like take your kids to work day.
Oh yeah, every day.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I would definitely love to have you back in the future.
Appreciate you having me. This is fun.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, see you, dude.
Peace.
All right. Oogie, what's up?
Great guys.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, dude? Can you hear us?
I hear something.
Yeah, can you hear us?
I don't think so. Oh, they're looks like they're having some connectivity issues. Okay. Whoop. I guess not.
Okay. Catch you later.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's everyone who. No, wait, Oogie. I'm Oogie. We couldn't hear you if you were speaking. Yeah, no. So how do you think this has gone so far, Mobile?
Yeah, I mean, so far the podcast is pretty cool. I like to interact with the community as much as possible and get to know the people who've actually been playing the game as me and their differences or their story and how they came to actually play the game. I find it really cool, actually.
So for the people watching on my YouTube, do you want to plug your social media? Like, do you want to plug your Twitch?
Yeah. Twitch.tv/justmobilegamer. I can link it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it in private chat. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Private chat control.
I'm his favorite Wild Rift game player. Don't know about that one, but you are a player in the community. I'll say that.
But okay, well, we don't have anyone else. Not bad for a first episode. 30 minutes out of it. I was thinking next episode, if anyone wants to shoot ideas for a topic, overall themed topic, that would be phenomenal. I was thinking, like, what do you consider high elo? But other than that, I guess we will end it here. I appreciate everybody coming in. You can follow me at KDA Podcast on Twitter, subscribe to and all that good stuff at Wild Rift Coach. I do like coaching for lower elos to try to get them into higher elo. Other than that, thanks, Mobile.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Hope to see you guys around again.
We'll see you on the rift.